So we're the cast of Outer Banks, and we're going to be sharing some behind-the-scenes secrets with Cosmo UK.
This is a map of the whole island.
That whole church sequence was two directors. It was Darnell Martin, who directed episode 8, and Jonas, who directed 9, both kind of working together to get those church sequences to go. Yeah, it took about a week or so, huh? Maybe more to like get all that done. The church was a built set, and it's also an actual location in, South Carolina. So we had to bounce back and forth, and it was a lot. It was really involved, but it was fun. At the end of the day.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think we all had such a good time in Barbados because we were sort of quarantined in this hotel. So I think doing everything on our little location at Sugar Bay was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of debauchery on the weekends. And we were definitely enjoying ourselves, for sure.
If you think there's anything I wouldn't do, you haven't been paying attention.
A lot of the sequences there were just so insane. I mean, I still kind of look back and don't know how we pulled it all off, but it's really just a testament, to our crew and everybody behind the camera who's so committed to this show and making sure that we get the right shots. And when you look at it, I mean, it feels like, almost sort of like an action-packed feature film at some points. And so looking at it with us knowing we had actually a reduced crew and a limited amount of time, it sort of makes everything that much more special, because you would have never guessed that we had like half of our crew, I think, was down there, or we.
Yeah, we really downsized, huh?
Yeah, just because of COVID, it was a huge hit to us, and we're super thankful to the island of Barbados for helping us out in all the ways that they did. So it was just cool to meet so many new people down there and feel so much love from the island, and then do what we did and then see it on screen. You're like, oh wow, like that's actually pretty cool.
Trust me, he said. You can always go lower.
Wardrobe plays a huge part in that. Honestly, it's so hard to not feel like a chill surfer girl when you put on Kiara's clothes, because it's just like such a personality that it's just so easy to get into.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, I didn't get the luxury of having the the wardrobe as often as everybody else, because I spend the majority of the time in Topper's wardrobe from season 1, and that's just the progression of how it goes. And so I think for me, like, it again, kind of touching on what Bailey said, like, you get in the environment, right, and you're around these people, and it's just like an immediate, it almost feels like you're in a bubble in a weird way. Like the whole world sort of dissipates, and this fictional realm of Outer Banks is so realistic, and it doesn't feel at points like you're acting, because you get so invested in the story and you're around the people, and it's just so fun. And you're having, I mean, besides the cold weather this year, that was kind of a bummer. But like, yeah, it's such a fun environment to be around. And like, as soon as cameras cut off, it's immediate, like just joking and BSing with each other.
Honestly, that doesn't stop when the cameras are on.
No,
Let's be honest.
It doesn't.
That kind of just keeps the moving.
Absurdity.
I'm calling the shots now. I'm driving. I can't drive stick.
I gotta be honest, that blooper reel doesn't even cover 20%.
It's not even half of the funniest moments that have happened on this set.
Mm-hmm.
No, truly.
John B. was not the only one that Ward double-crossed. I think you know what
I had a lot of input on like Pope's like room, because we actually get to see it this season. Last year, one of my favorite rappers, MF Doom, had passed away recently. So I got a bunch of his, some of his posters and a couple of albums and, whatever memorabilia just kind of, put up in the room. And, I got to keep it all after we finished rapping. So that was just a big thing for me to be able to have something from one of my favorite artists of all time.
I don't think I took any like actual memorabilia.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely, like, you probably won't even notice, but Kiara wears a lot of cute socks this season, and I have like at least one pair of each that I was these are really cute. They're already on, so
I'm about to head out with them.
I have a couple random pieces of Kiara's jewelry. Like I think I have like the earrings and then like one of my necklaces, because I just accidentally take things home.
I definitely have copious amounts of John B underwear over the course of the 2 seasons. But I actually, when we were in Barbados, in the bar that is down below Doc Marsh's house, it was this really interesting location because it was, we didn't really touch any of the set dressing. Like, we left it as it was. And you walk into the front of this bar, and it says no cursing, no loud noise, like, keep everything mellow. And then you walk into the back of the bar, and it's just like Playboy magazine cover girls all over it. And it was the most like contradicting experience I've ever had in my life. It's like, hey, don't say curse words in front of the store, but when you go to get a drink, there's just naked people everywhere.
Yeah.
And we put a couple posters up, but we put a couple like filler posters in the front room, and they were like really cool vintage, like reggae hall posters from like the 70s and 80s. And I snagged a couple of those that I'm gonna hang in my house. So I got that.
Hooray for stealing posters.
Yep.
John B is back.
John B, we are fugitives in a foreign country. Promise me you won't do anything.
I mean, in Barbados, there was a WhatsApp group.
There was, yes, it's true.
It's really evenly spread out, kind of like who sends the funniest thing. Like, at least one person will send something really funny, like per day or like per week or whatever.
I believe the last.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's see what's. Let's see. It's a little Chase Stokes pick.
And then it was everybody in their own similar John B attire as well. The John B clothing, it's a good buy. Like, people immediately know who you are. So
Yeah, dead giveaway.
and we all happened to be wearing similar clothing that day. So we're like, oh.
I get it. You guys are scared.
No,
It's kinda
it's
cute.
just the
I'm
pepper
not
thingy.
scared.
It's not the
You should have just
scariness of it,
you
it's
should have just
no.
led with that.
Woogity woogity.
Give me some woogity, baby.
I would love to keep it going, but obviously it just comes down to people's reaction to it. Hopefully, just like last year, we're hoping that people really attach to the story and continue to kind of fall in love with the journey of not just the Pogues, but the entire world of Outer Banks. I mean, all of these characters have something super, super interesting to offer, whether it's, the journey of Ward or even the journey of Wheezy. Like, I'm interested in what he's going to do. So, I just think it's fun to be a part of a show that has such nuanced characters, and they did a really good job of making each of them have something in particular that you want to know more about. So, I mean, if that's my feeling towards it, I hope that the world kind of shares the same thing. And we'd love to keep this story going for as long as we possibly can.
I don't think any of these characters without each other. I think it's fun to watch them do their own thing on the show, but again, like, I think the real heart is like, all of us together and all of us, supporting each other. Like, the biggest, one of the biggest things we preach on the show is like the loyalty that we have to this kind of surrogate family that we've all made. Right. Through friends, through circumstance, through the world being down on us. And the spinoffs are cool, but I think like, just like us together is like something you really can't beat. It's magic, and again, like, it created a friendship that we really have, like, in real life. And I don't know, I wouldn't want to do it without you guys. It'd be weird.
No, for real, I definitely agree. I think it's all or nothing.
You see it too. Like, there's moments, even for me, when I watch the show, when there's a small portion, like whether it's John B by himself or the John B and Sarah stuff or the Pogues, in their world, and they kind of have these moments of separation. You're like, get them back. Like, everybody needs to get back together. And so, I don't know. I just think there's such a light to it, and in a time period where we've gone through a lot of isolation. And when the show first came out, there was so much isolation. So giving that truthful representation of friendship and being ride or die friends, I think it's just such a fun thing to watch. And the accountability, whether they like it or not, that's something I love about the Pogues. Is, the stupidest idea is going to work, and it might not work, but they're going to be like, you know what, let's try it. Even if it's JJ's idea with a gun, they're still going to try it, or at least talk about it, and probably going to fail, but and stick together.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you catch Outer Banks season 2 on Netflix right now.